Hello guys, it's now December and I'm so excited to show you what I've got of one of my daughters for Christmas. I mean, she bought me the advent calendar for Harry Potter advent calendar, and it's the vinyl figurines. There's 24 in the box. This is the 2019 edition, limited edition advent calendar, and I'm going to take you day by day and not bore you with all my reactions, because you know fine well I'm going to love every single one of these ones. So I'm just going to film and we're going to go through each and every day, and you'll see this at the end of December. So let's get on with it. Let's open the first one. Again, I'm a little bit disappointed because I lost all the filming. I opened every door and had a reaction to each piece as I saw it for the very first time, and I lost the footage, so God knows where it's gone. So I'm going to do it again, obviously not with the reaction, but I wanted to show you. This box came, it was in a sleeve which slips off, but it's just a shame not to show you, because obviously you probably, I'm a bit late in the day because I've opened it it's right at the end of December now, and you've probably seen these all in October. You could probably go and see better versions, but I wanted to show you mine because I just absolutely love it. The actual advent calendar opens up, if you can see. It's got like a Yule Ball theme to it all, but you can see all the doors have been opened, but I'm going to reopen them again just to show you each and every one. Hope you don't mind. So the first one, and I've taken them all out the plastic because they come in little plastic things, so that they're all not on the plastic. I didn't bother putting them back in. The first one is obviously Harry Potter, and he's in his Yule Ball robe, and he's looking rather groovy and pretty cool. It is actually, I mean, you probably guessed that it is a Yule Ball theme, and he's got his little scar, if you can see it. I'm going to do little close-ups so you can see each one. So that's number one. Number two is Ginny, and she's in her dress, in her robes as well. Her robes. She's in the Yule Ball dress, and I just absolutely loving her hair and the little pink ribbon. The detail on them are really superb. And so we have Ginny for number two. Number three, we have Fleur Delacour, and she has like a little shellfish, like a starfish in her hair. Just reminds me, which is appropriate, Shell Cottage, because that's where her and Bill ended up in the end. And she's looking absolutely stunning, and her hair and everything, tiny little earrings. Hope you can see this. Let's have a look. Number four is Crumb. Obviously used to be Ron's favourite before he sort of fell for Hermione, and was a bit of competition. Detail again, he's got his furs on because they come from Bulgaria, and obviously it gets very cold where their school is, their witch and witchcraft is the school is. So that's Crumb. Number five is McGonagall. Obviously my favourite, because whenever I get dressed up in any role plays to do with Harry Potter, I always dress up as McGonagall. Well, having said that, I did dress up as Molly Weasley before, but it's usually McGonagall. And just the hat that got her feather in. She's got her dress robes for the ball, and she looks like she's just clapping. You know, you've got that scene where she's just watching all the dancers as they take the first dance. Number 6 is Professor Snape. And he's usually obviously dressed all in black, but for his Yule Ball costume he's all in navy. You can see the difference between his really black jet hair and his very similar style what he usually, with the long cuffs and the lacy cuffs. But yep, we got Snape. Number 7 is Karkaroff, which is obviously Krumm's mentor. He's the teacher that's come with him from Bulgaria, and he's a little bit of a dark character. You know, he was a Death Eater, and he's looking a bit like, almost like Jedi Knight in his robes for the ball, and he's looking really good. Details brilliant. Number 8 is one of the twins, and I'm not sure if this is Fred or George. The difference is, because obviously I've opened these before, is the hair. This one has got a little bit over his fringe. We'll open number 9 straight away so we can compare both, and you can see either this might be Fred or this might be George, who knows. Can anybody tell me in the description down below which one's which? But all the difference is the hair. Both red of course, but just to make them look a little bit different. 10 and 11 we have the twins again, and I think this is Parvati, and Parvati was the one that went with Harry, and Padma, which is her twin sister, which was number 11, went with Ron to the ball, and they certainly didn't have a good time with the boys, because they didn't like to dance with them, and they've got exactly the same hairdo at the back, which is absolutely stunning. And I don't think these twins will be asking Harry and Ron to go to the ball again. So we open up number 12, and this is who Harry wanted to go to the ball with, which was Cho Chang. She's looking absolutely stunning. Look at the little detail of the butterfly, and her robes are absolutely stunning, almost like an oriental, long-sleeved, beautiful, and she was very pretty. I mean, it blew obviously Harry away when he first saw her. So that's number 12. Number 13 is Olympus Maxine, Madame Maxine. This is the one that Hagrid really fancied. She was the giantess and the mentor to Fleur Delacour, and she's looking really good. You can even see, I don't know if you can see this, but you can, little detail of her nails. She's got them all painted, and purple on her eyebrows. Absolutely stunning, and she's in her beautiful dress for the ball as well. So Madame Maxine. 14 we have Filch, and again the detail on it is brilliant, because it's got Mrs. Norris. I couldn't think then. Looking a bit creepy with the red eyes, but if you see Filch, you usually see Mrs. Norris going around the castle, because he's totally obsessed with his cat. Bit of a nasty character, because he was a squib. He was a true wizard but couldn't perform magic, so he had a bit of a chip on his shoulder. And 15 we have Ron again. Sorry, not Ron again. We had the twins before. He's in his so we have Ron in his dress robes. I know I've already said that. The camera shut off on me. I'm having fun today. These dress robes really made me laugh in the film, because they were sent to Ron from his mother, which are the old traditional robes that they used to wear years ago. And Ron is devastated that he has to wear all this lace, little lacy collars and everything, because everybody else has got ordinary robes, ordinary really nice robes, and poor Ron, the Weasleys don't have very much money, so he got a hand-me-down and he was really gutted about it. It was a great scene, but I love this one. So number 16 we have Mad-Eye Moody, which is obviously a very distinguishable, get my teeth in, with his eye, because he's an aura. He's got all the scars on his face. The detail in this is absolutely really great. Again, he's got his, what is it, a great big staff that he always that he carries around with him. We were introduced to Moody in book 4, which is Goblet of Fire, and obviously won't go into great detail. He has 2 different coloured shoes. Does anybody know why that is? Actually, I just thought he has 2 different coloured shoes because he has a false leg, doesn't he? That's right. So one's sort of like the metal leg, because being an aura and he's been in lots of battles, he's had to have one of his legs amputated. I just noticed that. I didn't notice that the first time round. So Mad-Eye, which is 16. Number 17 is another one of my favourites, which is Dumbledore. He looks so good. The detail on the hat, it's just, it doesn't do it justice, the camera, but if you saw these in real life, you'd see how much effort and you know, has gone into making them look so authentic. And Dumbledore is looking rather groovy in his purple robes for the Yule Ball. So that's Dumbledore for number 17. Number 18 we have Cedric Diggory, which he tragically dies in the after the when he's finished the actual tournament, because Voldemort gets to him, and yeah, it's a bit of a tragedy, but obviously he was one of the favourite Hufflepuffs, who was one of the competitors within the Goblet of Fire challenge. So Cedric for number 18. Number 19 is Neville. I love Neville. He is absolutely one of my favourites. I think I say that about nearly everyone, but he's for the students, because I'm really liking all the teachers, being an older Harry Potter fan, because McGonagall is my ultimate favourite. But Neville is probably one of my favourite students. He's just quite humble, and he just gets better and better as the movies go on. He gets braver and his character develops. I love Neville. So Neville's number 19. Number 20 is Bad Boy Draco, and he's looking rather groovy and swish, as you would expect, because he comes from a very rich family in the wizarding world, and he's got all the best robes. He's very spoilt. But there is another side to Draco that, as the films develop, we see that he's been bullied himself by his father, and this is why I think he acts the way he does. Very deep, meaningful moment there. But number 20, Draco. Number 21, we have Hagrid. Hagrid is absolutely brilliant. We couldn't have Hogwarts without Hagrid, could we? And he's got his very fancy little tie, well, big tie, because obviously he's a giant, a half giant. He's got his poshest gear on that he can probably muster up, because you always see him in very scruffy things. And he's even combed his hair, which is great. So Hagrid for number 21. Number 22 is actually Ron again. He's this is sort of towards the end of the ball, where he's taken off his big robe and he's looking a little bit more casual. He's this is where he's got his waistcoat on, it just to show you all the detail underneath. And He's getting, well, obviously he's very, very put out because Hermione is having a lovely time at the Yule Ball with Crumb, and he is extremely jealous, which, like Hermione said, he should have asked her in the first place. So, tough luck, Ron. You know, you have to be a bit quicker, Ron. Let's have a look. Talking of Hermione Granger, we have, and she is number 23, looking absolutely lovely. She looks like she's dancing. The detail in her hair is absolutely beautiful. She looks stunning, and I don't know if you know that a lot of in the books her dress wasn't pink. It is in the films, of course, but they changed it in the films because they didn't want her to look like she had a Beauxbaton outfit on. Yeah, it was too close a colour, because J.K. Rowling described it as a periwinkle blue, I think. So they put her in pink, and she looked absolutely stunning. Nearly there, we're right at the end, which is the final one, and here is Harry Potter again. So we just sort of go around in full circle, and this is when he is at the end of the ball, and he's taking off his robe with Ron, and you can see the detail of his white little dicky bow. And there we've got all the characters now. I'm going to show you how I displayed them on my shelf in a minute when I set all that up. But I just wanted to, thanks for watching. Thoroughly enjoyed opening this box. It was a little bit, even though it was a present, I do know how much it sort of cost. It cost about £50 for this box, but I think it was absolutely worth it. And I might be a little bit late in the day because most people filmed this in October, which was far too early, everybody, because you can't open it before the time. So I'm doing it at the end of December, obviously when everything is supposed to be open. And I hope you enjoyed it. So if you like this video, give it a massive big thumbs up, and I'll show you how I displayed them on my shelf. Bye!